started doing political videos in addition to doing science videos, I knew already that many intelligent and skeptical people turn it all off and become dogmatists in the political arena. But I had no idea I'd have to go as basic as explaining what the free market is. When someone as intelligent as Thunderfoot doesn't even understand it, you realize that this is a serious problem and something must be done. So this video is going very basic about what the free market is and what it is not. First of all, let's hear the straw man from Thunderfoot.
Profitability is the only metric of success in capitalism.
Here we get to the root of the common misunderstandings of free market capitalism. The idea that everyone should seek a profit, and profit is good, maybe even the only good. This is absolutely false. Free market economics does not say this is good. Instead, it is a recognition that this is going to happen, and that a sound policy should be constructed around this basis. The idea that people seek profit is therefore descriptive, not prescriptive. To see how this works, we have to look at the very idea of what free means. In essence, at its very core, free means in the absence of force. In an ideal free market, there would be no force or fraud at all. Everyone would engage in voluntary transactions that increase wealth for all involved parties. Of course, no one is so naive as to think this will actually happen. Acknowledging that people will seek profits means acknowledging that greedy people will engage in force or fraud to obtain them. The market has two ways of dealing with this. The first is to make force or fraud unprofitable. The concept I have introduced into other videos come into play here. Economic equilibrium keeps businesses from gouging prices or paying too little to their workforce. The wisdom of crowds helps everyone benefit from all the available information in the market, without anyone having to actually possess all of that information. And the social nature of human relations automatically favors those who do business in a peaceful and friendly fashion over those who do it. This is why clerks are taught to smile and say, "Have a nice day." These and other effects come into what Adam Smith famously called the invisible hand.
It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own self-interest. Every individual intends only his own security, only his own gain, and he is in this led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. By pursuing his own interest, he frequently promotes that of society more effectively than when he really intends to promote it. The rate of profit does not, like rent and wages, rise with the prosperity and fall with the declination of society. On the contrary, it is naturally low in rich and high in poor countries, and is always highest in the countries which are going fastest to ruin. The interest of this third order, therefore, is always in some respect different from, and even opposite to, that of the public.
Like evolution, it's a bottom-up system of self-organization that, despite its imperfections, can achieve some truly wonderful things, better than any human designer could do. better than any human designer could do. You need the second part of the free market system, the rule of law. Since force is not allowed in the free market, the rule of law is in place to defend against and punish the initiation of force or fraud. In free market libertarianism, the government's job, in fact, the government's only legitimate job, is to stop the initiation of force and fraud as much as possible.
I believe nicotine is not addictive.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
And I too believe that nicotine is not addictive.
Property rights gives you the right to do as you wish with your own property, so long as you do not violate the property rights of others. Now understand that in the free market, property is not just land and possessions. You own yourself. You own your time. You own your labor. Understanding this, it is easy to see the problem with Thunderfoot's assertion. Slavery, by definition, cannot exist in the free market. Slavery is every bit as antithetical to the free market as government tyranny.
Socioeconomic scars of this history are graphically visible in the United States, and I speak with the experience of one who has seen more of it than most. The effectiveness of the healing of these socioeconomic scars in a primarily capitalistic society.
But we're not primarily a capitalist society. We're primarily a corporatist society, and have been for full on a century now. These are not problems stemming from the free market. The reasons for the racial disparity stem from government action. In an ideal free market, there would be no force or fraud at all. Of course, no one is so naive